Yo, true God, this one. We good. What could be better, bitch? Salute, smash the like button. If y'all rocking with this live, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and hit the cash app, $sign Gotti, close talk. We back. It's good. Top of the afternoon, top of the morning for some people. Smash the like button, share this live. We live. I couldn't find my AirPods for a couple of days, man. I'm not going to even lie to y'all, man. So that's why I ain't really been going live because my AirPods, my speaker on my phone is like shitty. So I use these AirPods to talk. So I like doing all my conversations with my AirPods. But yeah, smash the like button if y'all coming in here, man. Smash the like button. That's coming soon. Sub Zero coming soon. We got something with Sub coming soon. Product coming soon too. I don't do that. I don't do that. I'm just busy. I'm a busy dude, man. I got a lot of projects going on, man. I got, you know, Hell in the Cell. The merch is coming soon. You know, I'm just working on a lot of things. So, nah, I ain't thinking about. I'm not Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I'm writing. I'm finishing up this book, man. This is the toughest thing, trying to finish up a book, man. So, and I've been working on this book since last year. So, the summer of last year, man. I'm officially almost done. I'm just gotta like tweak a couple of chapters and revise a couple things, and then I'm gonna be ready to publish. You know, the Co-op Syndicate is gonna be the name of the book. That's the name of the title of the book, Co-op Syndicate. That's something that I've been. It started off as like a brainstorm and off the top thing, and then it just developed into a whole program. Yeah, I seen the documentary with Nature Boy. I seen it. I didn't watch all of it. I gotta watch all of it, but I seen it. Um, you know, you know, them chicks is lying, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. Them chicks is lying. So people is scared to interview Sub Zero because he speak his mind. Me personally, I don't have. I interview anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like everybody deserve a voice. That's what made Anton Clark so great with Fame Magazine because he interviewed Poe, he interviewed Nicky Barnes, he interviewed everybody. You know, when you as an interviewer just be biased and don't interview everybody, that's what make your platform shitty. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta respect those that interview everybody, like the Joe and Jada's. Even Yayo and Murder, they just did Shine. Like, who would have thought you would have seen Shine up there with Murder and Yayo after all of this and they did? So, yeah. You. Oh, I ain't know about no white girl. I know it was a white girl there before, but I ain't know it was a white girl now. But I know what happened with Nature Boy was the same thing that happened to R. Kelly and Puff. The disgruntled female came out and said that salute Caesar, salute Wagwan, salute, uh-huh, big up. Um, no, it was a female that went up there that was living with him that contributed. to the downfall, definitely big up yourself. Definitely, interesting part of his downfall was the Nefertiti chick. You know what I'm saying? She coming back, the combination fucked it up. And you already know I'm a real one. I'm just building. I'm just trying to build. You know what I'm saying? Trying to like get my platform back to where it was at. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been a minute, but I'm working on. Like I told you, Hell in a Cell has been like my new project to be working on. Like Hell in a Cell is like, in my opinion, is the thing that I like. Like between Rapmatic and Hell in a Cell podcast, that's what I've been really focusing on. Like I tell people, like one thing about me, I know how to keep myself in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? No matter what platform I'm on. I just know how to do. Reinvention is the best thing. Elevation and reinvention. That's what people don't do on the internet. They still doing the same old two step. I don't care if you song Campbell's, the Gully TVs, the Dory Diamonds, the China Brims. These niggas do the same old two step. Instead of them reinventing themselves, they still want to do the same shit. And that's why they shit don't prefer to the next level. You can't preference yourself still doing the same thing that you did a couple years ago. Like every it's a new version of me every year. You know what I'm saying? Every year is a new version. People need to understand that new year, new me. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got a new version of yourself, you just, trying to like one thing about Jordan didn't repeat the same. What he did was he elevated every year. That's why he became great. So Jordan from 85 to like 89 wasn't the same Jordan. He had levels and steps. And then the creation of Jordan from 90 to 91, 92, with the champion Jordan, just show you the elevation. Real talk. Oh, doggy killed his own platform. You know, he went from a big platform to basically going and doing messy, messy content. When you start doing messy content and you start like, how can I say, doing the exposition, that's the fuck up your content. That exposition. Oh, that's my big bro. Yo, I didn't speak to him in a minute. I gotta really holler at Hog. I was supposed to call him, but my phone, and I was going through a lot of shit. I ain't talked to the big bro, but I'ma definitely hit him up. Definitely hit him up. That's fame. That's fame on right there. That's definitely fame on. He probably be like, yo, damn, Gotti, you got Hollywood. You don't call me no more. Yeah, that's my dog. That's my dog. Ah, that's my dog. And that's the real Hassan, not that one that y'all seen. That's the real one right there. That's my dog. That's my dog. Hassan Higgins, man. That's my guy, man. That's my big bro. And he'll chop it up all the time. What's up with you, Quinn? How you doing? I'll be coming in your chat. You don't never say hello to me. I be like, yo, what's up? How you doing? I be shouting out Miami. She don't never say what's up to me. How you doing though? I'm glad to see you in here. You getting too much money. Who win an NBA chip? I don't know who win an NBA chip. It's a toss up. Now, if the Knicks keep playing like how the Knicks is playing, they probably can win. If the Knicks keep playing how they be playing. I had that conversation with like all my cousins and mad people. Like they say, like if the Knicks keep playing like they playing, they can go all the way. But right now, to me, it's OKC. It's the Spurs, maybe. It's a couple other teams. But I see the West probably taking it. But if the Knicks keep playing like they playing and they do what they did with the cup, then the Knicks may can go all the way. And maybe this may be the team that can take them to the promised land, after losing, you know, in 99 to the Spurs. They might could do it. Because the Knicks had multiple times to do it. 94, 99, you know. They might could do it. I like, you know what I'm saying? I like how the Knicks is playing though. I can't even hold you. Like I like how they playing, you know. They got a good squad. Carl Anthony Towns, Bronson, you know, that whole squad, Hart, all them boys is nice. What's up, Annie? How you doing, beautiful? Nah, I ain't never been a bandwagon jumping on the Knicks. I always been like a low. I always watched the Knicks. I always support the Knicks. I was supporting the Knicks when they had Lynn over there. I supported the Knicks when Melo was over there. You know, I always supported the Knicks. It's just they needed a rebuilding phase. Even though I'm a Spurs fan, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. I love the Spurs. You know, I loved it. It was two teams that I loved the most growing up. It was the Lakers and the Spurs. You know, that was like my two teams, my two squads. Now players, that's a different thing. And KG is my guy. You know, AI is my guy. Kobe's my guy. Um, Shaq is my guy. You know, and Vince Carter's my guy. You know, like if you want to talk about players, like my top five, that's my top five. You know, I remember all the students. Yeah, I mean they had Mike Woodson and Phil Jackson was great. They just didn't understand Phil Jackson's system. New York is not his system wouldn't work with a Mello. Now the team that they got now, his system would have worked. His system would have worked with a Bronson and a Carl Anthony Towns. With an isolation player, it'll never work. Melo is isolation. It can never work with isolation players. Any player that play iso ball, a Phil Jackson system will never work. Phil Jackson system worked for Kobe. It worked for Jordan. It doesn't work for a Carmelo Anthony. Doesn't work for a Tyson Chandler, Amon Shuppi that was over there. Um, Amari Stoudemire didn't work for them, but it'll work for the team that they got now. You know, that's why I like if you look, Mike Brown's system is the Greg Popovich system because he was the coach under Greg Popovich. So his system works for a Knicks system. A Mark Jackson, if they would have hired Mark Jackson, his system would have worked for a Knicks system. You know, like Steve Kerr, his system is the Greg Popovich, the Phil Jackson system. Phil Jackson and Greg Popovich, they system is overall, and even Pat Riley, their system is for people that are team players. Everybody's system can't play like that in basketball. If you know basketball, everybody can't play under a Phil Jackson. They can't play under a Pat Riley. They can't play under a Greg Popovich. Some people could play under a coach. They couldn't even play against a Larry Brown because Larry Brown, what he did with Detroit, they couldn't do with Iverson in the Sixers. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work with Iverson, but it worked for Detroit. You know, so that's the thing. You know, every system don't work the same. What you think about Monster 50 situation? Um, I know about the situation. I don't really talk about it, but I know about the situation. I know what happened. I know like what happened with that situation. Um, it was a situation that happened about. I'm not gonna get into details, but it was a situation that was a personal family situation that turned into what it turned into. Um, I don't know who the chick is that got the lawsuit on 50, but that is a crazy situation. I read it was sent to me. Paperwork was sent to me. I know I did a lot of things like before it hit the presses. I just read it. Like people want me to report on it. Some things I just don't touch out of respect because everything in this world is about relationships, and I got good relationships with G Unit, and I got relationships with people on that side too. But I'm a neutral dude. I stay out of the politics. That ain't none of my business. You know, ain't none of my business. That's for the people that like that. I'm not. Say I talk about things, but if I got relationships with both parties, I stay clear out of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about one thing about me. I'm about relationships. If I got a good relationship with anybody, it's just like even with the puff thing. Like people asked me to get on that, I was like, nah, I got a relationship with people that bad boy. And I got relationship with people with on 50 side. So, I don't get into them things, you know. Yeah, I hope the Knicks is good though, man. The Knicks is good. Like they won the first game against the Sixers. They supposed to play tonight, right? They supposed to play tonight. So it's gonna be good. Lakers is not going nowhere. Um, LeBron is just holding up the Lakers, man. He need to just retire. It's over. Like LeBron gotta understand something, right? You is not in your 30s and 20s. The NBA is getting fed up with LeBron. And the thing with me personally, how I look at LeBron James as a GOAT, I can't put him in the GOAT conversation because when you leave a team, yeah, they 2-0. Yeah, they 2-0 against some Philly. And if they win tonight, they'd be 3-0. So Philly it will be out of there and they go to the next round. But the thing with LeBron James is this, right? LeBron came in the expectations of LeBron, he was supposed to be the second coming of Michael Jordan. That's what they bigged him up as, the second coming of Michael Jordan. He had the number 23 jersey, like Jordan. Came out of high school, Sebastian, and they really put him up there. Now, mind you, before LeBron, it was Darius Miles. That was the dude that they really was like Darius Miles and what's my son? He was good too. Um, the one, yeah, the one from Camden. Those were like the dudes that was like before LeBron. They was like the dudes that was gonna go. But what happened with they play tomorrow? Okay, okay. Cause I know it was a game last night. I don't know the Knicks didn't play last night. Lakers played, I think. Yeah. But Darius Miles was that dude. And then what happened was they when LeBron came in, he changed the trajectory of the NBA, and you know they had the NBA behind them. You know, what's his name was like he was the dude. He was the golden boy, the golden ticket for the NBA. Like you know, they felt like he was going to be that guy. They had the sneaker line for him, and what happened was, let's keep it real, he wasn't winning like that, and he was losing. So when he went to Miami, that changed the trajectory of the Eastern Conference, the super teams. And they kind of like dominated the Eastern Conference to where the Eastern Conference wasn't like how it is now. The Eastern Conference at one point was flourishing. Everybody was able to, you know, get the shine. Once Sun came in, Eastern Conference was like locked in when they went to Miami. Who you got in the verses? Um, I got French. Royals got good records, but I got French over Royals. And I'm gonna tell you why. French got bigger records. Then I had this conversation and I even looked at it. French got bigger records than Royals. Even though Royals got BMF, French got the Pop That record. French got the Unforgettable record. French got joints that you be like, damn, he got this joint, he got that joint. You be surprised how many joints he got. Like when you talking about radio records, Royals got album cuts. Royals got album cuts. And he got joints that was like he don't got that many radio joints. He got a lot more album cuts than radio joints because a lot of his joints that be playing is like radio, like the singles is like Aston Martin, BMF, Super High. You know what I'm saying? They keep scheming French on there, but um, BMF. What else is another one? Um, got another one that was crazy. Oh, God forgives I don't. It's gonna come to me, but he didn't have like Rose don't got that many like records you could say like, okay, we hear them on the radio all the time, which he got radio joints, but he don't got singles like that many singles. Like all his records are album cuts, all B sides. He got more B sides than A sides, and the A sides that people know it's just like with Buster. If you really look at Buster's catalog and look at Buster's hits, Buster got more album cuts than he has singles. I love Buster. I think Buster's one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best artists there is. You know, but Buster has more album cuts than he has singles. That's why, like, if you put him up against LL, LL is killing him because LL got a lot of singles, man. Catalog, like a lot of the shit you think LL was like album cuts was singles. You know what I'm saying? Buster got joints like he got that "What You Wanna Be" and with Janet. He got the what's up the joint he got? He got Pascal Wasier. He got what's the other joint? Man, he got another joint. Pascal Wasier. Um, Sirius, Wuha, um, Shiva Mariah, um, Break Your Neck. I don't think that's even like a single, like a hit single. Like even though he had a video to Break Your Neck, that wasn't a hit single. Make It Clap, Touch It. I Love My Bitch. I don't even think Love My Bitch was a single. The joint with him and what's that? I Love My Baby, Love My Bitch, but it was Love My Baby, the clean version. Or Will I Am. I think Khalees on there. I don't even think that was a single. Buster, what it is right now. I don't even think that was a single. I know that was an album cut. That had a video, but it was an album cut, really. Um, man, like when you really look at it, like Buster had more album cuts than he had his singles. Like I don't think it's nobody. A lot of artists get that song. Ain't that serious? Ain't that serious? Or that's the other joint. Which one is the one where he was the Night Rider joint? Is that the one where the video was mad green and shit? I'm trying to remember which one was the Night Rider joint. Cause you know when I look at Buster's catalog, it's like he got a lot of singles, but he got more album cuts than singles. And I think most of his singles is like his collaboration joints. Like the joint he got with he got the LSG joint with LL and MC Light. Yeah. I remember that joint. I remember that joint. Yeah. Yeah, they used to play that record, right? And give me some more. Give me some more. The serious joint. Like his first two, I think his second and third album had more singles than his first album because his first album didn't have really that many singles. Like I don't even know if you could call "It's a Party" like a major single. I know Wuha was like the biggest record, but I know like his second and his third album, he had like the joints on there. But then when you look at Anarchist, he ain't really had that many hit singles on there. He had the only record he had on the Anarchist was like "Get Out, Get Out." With the he had the little he was doing the little Annie joint. Get out of here. Rock Marciano was in that video. That record was like the only single off that album. He ain't had that. He ain't had no many other singles off that album. I know he had the Heist, but the Heist is the album cut. That's not even a single. Yeah, get out of here. Yeah, that was like, and then he had the album after Anarchist, which is the one he had Buster. what it is right now. Busta, what it is right now. Yeah. And that one, and then he had, I think, Break Your Neck on that album. Break Your Neck, was Break Your Neck on there? Oh, Pastor Cavalsi. I think Pastor Cavalsi was on that album. Break Your Neck was on the other album. And then he had the song Ass on Fire with Pharrell. But a lot of those joints wasn't like singles. Cause it's like those are joints you could remember them joints if you was around that era. But those was like B cut. Those like B side joints. They wasn't like when we talk like Buster like biggest memorable records to people, it's gonna be Touch It. It's gonna be Past the Cavalcier. It's gonna be What It's Gonna Be with Janet Jackson. It's gonna be Give Me Some More. Put Your Hands Eyes Could See. Woo Ha. A-Rap Money, you could say. You could slide in A-Rap Money. And yeah, that's it, man. I don't even think there's any more joints that. Yeah, Delirious. Yeah, Delirious. Yeah, Delirious. Yeah. But like I don't think it's any more joints you could really like, cause like I said, the Anarchy joint, he only had to Get Out of Here joint. The get out of here. But that was the only song off that album, and a lot of people don't know that record. But he had joints on there. He had the joint with DMX and Jay, Will Die, and Heist with Raekwon, and with that Raekwon, Chip Banks, and Rock Marciano. But them joints is straight album cuts. His joints, his most of his joints, his big records is gonna be his features. Rose versus Ti. Mm, that's the thing with Ti though, because I really was looking at Ti catalog, and I ain't gonna lie, I like Tip, I like Ti, but I really had to break down his catalog, and I was like, damn, Ti really don't got that many hits either. Like, cause when you really look at it, Rubber Band Man was a big record. Bring 'em Out was a big record, but You Don't Know Me wasn't a big record. Salute, salute, Sean. How you? Um, Serious with Beanie Man, because that was the first time I heard. No, 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 that wasn't the first time I heard the Ti. The first time I heard the Ti was on a Clue tape. It was a record with him and Beanie Siegel, and it was on the Shaft soundtrack. But the second time I heard the Ti was in 2001, the Sirius record. I was no, I had seen him in the Source magazine. They was promoting his album, and then I had saw the video Sirius on BET on Rap City, and I think they only played that video maybe 4 times on BET, and they ain't never played that video ever again. The Sirius joint. That was the first time I ever saw like Ti. That was the first time I ever heard his music. That was the Sirius joint. And that album really, yo, AZ album gonna be crazy. I like that he working with Mike and Keys. Y'all don't know who Mike and Keys is. That's the niggas that did a lot of Nipsey, like work with Nipsey a lot. So that's a good. They fit his style. Like Hit Boy fit Nas' style. Mike and Keys fit AZ style. You know, I think he need to keep working with Bink, keep working with Mike and Keys, and continue to keep working with that. That's his like, cause A be working with certain producers and they don't really like fit his style. Like Buckwild fit his style, Alchemist fit his style, Bink fit his style, and I think now him working with Mike and Keys, they fit his style. And Static Selected too, but I think he need to lean more with Mike and Keys. They give him like the modern luxury feel, and then Justice League, cause he worked with Justice League on the last project. You need to work with them, work with Justice League and Mike and Hughes. Yeah, that's one thing about me. I'm all big about production. Um, only first time I seen Ti when he did the Bone Crusher. Yeah, see, but Bobby Rez, that serious record with him and Beanie Man, that they only played that video only 4 times on BET. I saw that on Rap City. No, I saw it on Hits. Remember Hits that used to be on? um before Zeta. I saw it on Hits, then I saw it on Zeta World, then I saw it on Rap City, then I saw it on 106 Park, and they never played that video again. And then the next time I saw T.I. was when he did the Never Scared and then the Rubber Band joint. That was the next time I seen son. But I ain't never that like, and he's another one, son. He ain't got that many hits. Like, cause this biggest record, in my opinion, is why you want to do that. Like, I thought the Wyclef record was used, but then when I look at it, that's kind of like an album cut. Cause the biggest record he had was Bring 'Em Out, Rubber Band Man, and why you wanna go and do that. ASAP you could say is a big record, but it ain't that big. Yeah, my bad. I take the other one out of here. I don't know. People be calling me. They be fucking up the thing. And you don't know me was fire. Busta Rhymes is a great performer, but like hit wise, I don't think Busta got a lot of them crazy hits that people be thinking he got. But Busta good. I mean, but Busta's not like on a level like when you say like hit. Like he's a hit maker because he's a great collaborator. You know, Buster's a great collaborator. I'll give Buster that. He's a great collaborator. But in the verses, I don't know who I see him up against though. I don't know if I see. Because yo, verses, one thing I saw with verses, and I learned this about watching verses, and I went to the Ja Rule joint with Fat Joe. And I'm gonna tell y'all, that verses showed me that I don't give a fuck how many records you got. You gotta play the right records. Ja Rule is a perfect example of somebody, right? That Ja was like, to people's eyes, they felt like Ja Rule was finished after 50 killed him, right? But when you really look at it, yo, Ja Rule records is timeless, man. From I Cry, Living It Up, um, Wonderful with him and R. Kelly, Caught Up with him and Lloyd, Mesmerized, Holla Holla, all the Ja Rule records is still hit. So when I was at the verses and seeing how this nigga like, yo, he was killing it. And I like Fat Joe music. Don't get it twisted. I like Fat Joe. Like all his music. But Ja just was it was too much, my nigga. Like if 50 and him didn't have a crazy beef, yo, him and 50 would be a great battle because they both career wise and both being from Queens and both having a catalog. Cause y'all got a catalog, whether you like it or not. He got a catalog. I don't care what nobody say. His catalog is crazy. You know, his catalog is crazy. Um, and I tell people from like '99 to like um 2002, Ja Rule's that dude. You know, when DMX was like, I wouldn't even say X was like falling off because he still was selling units. But like when DMX was like going into Hollywood, Ja was holding it down, son. Ja was holding it down. You know, Ja was holding it down. I'm not gonna hold you. Like niggas could front all they want, man. I was outside. I was outside 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. All I kept hearing was Ja Rule records. Before 50 came out, back out, because 50 was kind of like underground, right? I would see his videos. I'll see like Lights on Your Line. I saw that on Bobby Simmons. And I saw that on B Cat. And I saw it again on Video Music Box. But Ja Rule was so ill. He had a great run, you know? He had a great run. What's up, Hutchinson? How you doing, beautiful? He had a great run, you know? Ja Rule had a great run. The Murder Inc. shit was huge. The Murder Inc. shit was huge. So when you really look at it from the G Unit um lane, and then you look at it from nigga was killing it. I don't got an issue with like both of them. Cause I feel like they both was needed for their eras. Like 50 was needed for '03 to like '08. Cause I feel like after like he pivoted like '09, like he was still fire to me. You know what I'm saying? But they hated him like after like '09. It was like niggas was tired. Like I say around like '07, niggas was tired of 50, the 50 wave. Cause I remember like I would watch like panels they would do, like hip hop panels, like even on MTV and shit like that and BT. And even in the magazines, they was like, yo, nigga was lackluster. They used to be trashing like they project. Was goody, was goody, family. Um, yeah. Yeah, he was getting bullied. He was getting hated on. Wu Tang was good. Bobby Red was good. Um, but they was hating on 50 like after like I say like after he did the massacre and then when he did Curtis like he was getting massive hate and like people was like they was done with the 50 Cent mania. Like he came in like gangbusters. Like I'm telling you like from Get Rich to Massacre, gangbusters. He was killing it. You know what I'm saying? And then when he did the soundtrack, that sold like three. I think that sold like 2 or 3 mil. The soundtrack for the movie. Shoo! Boy went crazy. Boy was killing it. Had the sneakers out. Had a CD for the sneakers. Had a mixtape for the sneakers. Had the soundtrack for the video game. Nigga was killing it. He was killing it. Max B is good, man. Shout out to Max B, man. Max B doing this thing, man. I ain't hating on Max. I'm happy for Max B, man. He came home, French Montana, put him put him where he need to be. Right now, Max got the best record since sliced bread. Real talk. That death with a bitch shit. That record is big. He traveled with a huge. Oh, get out of here! How'd you say? Well, we you said he was a cockroach. Yo, hold on. What happened? What happened? First came to DC. That's crazy. Max B ain't just saying. I mean, Max B, listen, man, he's in jail. I mean, listen, Max B music ain't trash. I mean, people can say what they want. He might not be the same Max that we heard in 2000, but his music is not trash. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see if it was like when Poe first came home, when Sean Poe first came home, right? Niggas criticized Sean Poe. They was like, yo, that nigga trash, that nigga whack, that nigga music suck. But his music didn't suck. What happened was Sean just was he was locked up. But damn, that's crazy. That's how you that's crazy, Queen. That's crazy. Damn, I ain't know that. What he do? What he do that made him what happened that made him do that though? And he living a positive life. But he came home and he did what he was supposed to do. He relevant right now. He got a record with Ross. He might get a record with French, not French. I mean Drake. He might get a record with Drake. Like niggas saying Drake is overweight. I don't think Drake is overweight. Oh, I know that club. Yeah, 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 yeah. Damn, that's crazy. Yo, you know what's crazy in my book? I was writing about DC and Maryland in my book, the co-op syndicate, right? And I was talking about like, cause DC was like the out of town hub at one time. Like there's so many New Yorkers out there that got babies out there. It's crazy, right? And like the DMV got a lot of beautiful women, right? Not only they got beautiful women, right? But they know how to party out there. They know how to party out there. I ain't gonna lie. But you might get shot. You might get shot going to a go-go. You have a good time and then you go to a go-go and might lose your life. You know what I'm saying? You listen to them. Hear all like that drum beating and then over with. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. It's real crazy out there. Try to take over the VIP section. My people was like, hell no. We got it too. Oh nah. Them people call the police said, my cup. Oh, they was yo, listen, X man. Yo, the DMV is crazy. They was shook, they was shook. They was shook. That's what probably it was. You know? That's what it was. You know? It was shook. That's what it was. So if you going out there and you out of town, especially with the notorious history of being in the DMV, you know, niggas gonna do what they gonna do look, perfect example, the Migos. The Migos went out to DC. What club was that? That was Love? Was that Club Love that they got yapped at? Was it Love or was it Dream? One of them clubs the Migos got yapped at, man. End up End up getting the chain back, shot Glizzy people, got him his chain back and all that. But they went out there, they put the beats on him, man. They put the beat, 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 beat. Put the beats on him, man. Put the beats on the Migos, man. Migos went out there cocking DC, man. I remember that video. They had dude, I don't know if it wasn't Offset, it was Takeoff and it was Quavo chain. They had the chain. They was running around DC with the chain. They said them boys was like from Southeast. They probably was from North. I don't know if they was from Northeast or Southeast, but I know they put the beats on them and they was at Club Love or Club Dream. They wasn't playing. Yeah, yeah, French do got a bad attitude. I ain't gonna even hold you. I ain't gonna even hold you. Yeah, 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 yeah. He was Trina. Everybody was with Trina though. Trina married now, man. Ain't Trina married? She happy with her husband right now. I be I be hearing like she be beefing with the chicks on Love and Hip Hop about her husband and shit. Like I was surprised she ever get married. You know how much, you know, when you get in the game, Trina was like one of them chicks you get in the game, you got you bag up. It was Trina, it was another chick. I forgot who it was. It was a couple other chicks, but I know she's like the main one. When you get in the rap game, you gotta bag Trina, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy, right? That's why Sean had that line. He said, what he said? He said, I've been fucked the baddest bitches, ass Trina. Give us, he said, give a coke and stuff between her. Said she love my demeanor, felony and misdemeanors. I'm vilified, I'm just rap on the side, black mafia ties, prolific words. I speak for the unheard. Bitches that love money, pussy at first. Sitting up in the max, running shit on the phone, ordering bricks, ordering hits. He said, he said, invested in chain, diamonds confessed to the chain. He said, I'm just trying to wash my chain, living the American dreams of drugs, violence, sex, and loaded magazines. Yeah. That's my favorite record off that album. I ain't gonna lie. He said, I done fucked the baddest bitches. Ash Trina. Yeah, Maya did get ran through. She from the DMV. You know, she from DC. Maya. What she said? My love is like, whoa. Yeah, niggas bent that over like, whoa. Yeah, yeah. Oh, she got a new dude? Trina got a new dude? Oh, she ain't happy with her husband? Well, you know, that's Trina. You know, she said she the baddest bitch. You know, she like a young nigga. She like hollering at these young niggas. You know, her and Kimmy Blanco, man. You know, Mary out here tricking, you know what I'm saying? He was living in the RV. Damn. Listen, chicks like boss women like Trina and a lot of these women, they don't mind tricking on a nigga, man. Shout out to Tanzania in the building. Shout out to the motherland. I see you. I see you. Hey, yo, I want to add somebody from y'all country because I see what happened to the shorty out there in the Ashley Janae chick. Was she out of pocket to bring in a white man to the motherland? Because I wanted to ask the people because to go to the motherland like Tanzania, right? And Zanzibar, that's where she went, right? Brought the colonizer over there. And then the colonizer, whatever they said, did, you know, they get mad. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't be getting it. Yeah, Trina bad, Trina still bad. Yeah, Maya was a news reporter in DMV. Maya did news? Get out of here, nigga. I ain't know Maya did news in the DMV, nigga. I ain't know that. After she was finished with her music career, she was doing the news. God damn. Somebody told me, somebody told me like, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Diamond platinum. Uh-huh. Mm, that's crazy. Her husband trash. Wow. Oh, get out of here, bro. When she got in, she was a damn. Oh, damn, I didn't know she was doing those when she was before she got in the before she got in the industry. Damn. What's up with you? What's up with you, J Maul? How you feeling, my nigga? How you feeling, B? I saw your Smurf interview, man. Great interview, man. Great interview, man. I'm kind of surprised, bro. You've been going in on five, bro. You ain't getting no calls. Cause you know how five do. They gonna make calls on you. RV on his mom's. That's crazy. RV on his mom's. Oh, okay. That's dope. That's dope. I'm happy. Happy for you, man. Happy for you. You know. I hope y'all subscribe. Yo, and I'm gonna say this. I hope y'all been subscribing to Hell in the Cell the podcast. I know I'm gonna start going live over there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go support a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? We monetize. You know what I'm saying? Hit the super chat. You know, and support the merch is coming soon. You know, support the platform. You know, support the platform. The nerve to beg is crazy. That's goody Gotti. I see you still doing your thing. Yeah, man. You know I ain't gonna stop. I ain't gonna stop grinding. Hey, yo. You know who book I got? Look, that's who book I got. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I read this. I read. You know, I got his other one right here too. Right, the first one. I got the third. I got the second one on the Kindle. But yeah, I got this one here. Right. I be reading a lot of these niggas' books because I really want to know what the hell these niggas be talking about. So I read this joint, right? And I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna be frank with you about the nigga Gene Deal, right? Because I like Gene. I don't got an issue with Gene Deal. But my thing is this, right? You gotta let shit go. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let shit go. Gene, in my opinion, right, came off, start talking about um Big dying on March 9th. And then the nigga just went bonkers and start going crazy on Puff, right? Now, mind you, right? If you've been security for a nigga that many years and you fall out with a nigga, you done broke bread with a nigga. See, a lot of these niggas don't be what y'all think. When they say security, a lot of these niggas just don't only be security. These niggas really be like family. You know what I'm saying? Like these niggas got real relationships. So when a nigga go out like that, you know what I'm saying, to the point where a nigga start violating, it's like, damn, like, it's kind of messed up. But, you know, dudes can't live their life being bitter, bro. Can't live your life being bitter. Vlad messed up the game for black podcasters. A lot of you black podcasters need to realize this, right? And this is a fact. Vlad messed the game up for y'all to eat. Once he start paying a lot of these dudes, they start charging y'all, right? And now that Vlad taking a big holy shit on his dudes, and he act like he don't need them no more. And it's like he pay you what he feel like paying you, you know? And because he pay you what he feel like paying you, now it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a problem. You know, and this is why I say like when it come to you know having platforms for your own people, these niggas be Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? They be Hollywood. Now I don't mind paying, but we gonna agree on some circumstances because these niggas be like, yo, I need this. And I don't mind like everybody, and this is the thing, right? You agree to what you supposed to be owed. You know what I'm saying? But the most I ever paid her, yeah, I'll be honest with you, I only paid maybe three people to do an interview. Majority of most people, I never paid like I didn't pay like Keith Murray. I paid him. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't pay him like what people think. I ain't paying him outrageously. You know what I'm saying? I gave him, and he agreed to what I gave him. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I ain't been dirty. But Benzino, I didn't pay Benzino. I did Benzino like three times. I didn't pay him. I paid him when I did the fly out. But I never paid him when I did the interview with him on my channel. I didn't pay him. You know, and there's a lot of dudes I never paid. It's about having relationships, bro. Dudes will work with you if you got a good rapport and they really fuck with you. They'll do it off the solid. But a lot of these niggas, man, they don't fuck with niggas. And niggas be acting like they giving their ass to kiss. You know what I'm saying? I'm a nigga, I don't, you know. I don't do none of that. But Vlad did kill a game of black um media. He did kill a game for black media because mainstream media in general killed black media. Because at that one point, black media was the only media that black artists, black athletes, anybody would go on. You know what I'm saying? At one point. And once mainstream started to really accept us, then yeah, yeah, I seen that. I seen that ass. Yeah. He a cool dude. Listen, he's a cool dude. Ain't gonna lie, like on what y'all see that thing, he really a cool dude, you know. And me and him is both cancers. So we kind of get along, because we both similar birth signs. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I understand him. He big on loyalty, and he got a big heart. You know, and when you got a big heart and you big on loyalty, people don't understand how you give it up. And a lot of these dudes ain't big on loyalty. A lot of these dudes don't got a big heart. You know, and that's why a lot of them is in the predicament they in. When you see these dudes now, right? The academics and the zips and all these dudes. Like I be trying to tell people, like, don't put me in a level with these dudes. I'm not in that level. Like I want to be, like when I talk about levels of dudes, like I want to be in the level of Joe Clear. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to love watching Rap City when Joe Clear was on there, right? Big Tigger, Donnie Simpson, you know what I'm saying? Like Ralph McDaniels, Frankie Crocker. Like as many dudes like I could put, and even my son Anton Clark and Barry Michael Cooper, many dudes, right? I don't want to be in no level with no academics, no poetic Flacco. Like I'm far ahead of these dudes. You know what I'm saying? We not even in the same lane with these dudes. Like when I tell women all the time, like don't be a Tasha K. Like Tasha K is a rip off of Wendy. Like when you got people that is not original, like everybody want to be a star. Like Star was his own trajectory. Like when Star Terrain came out, he was feeding off of the Howard Stern type of thing. He wasn't a hip hop guy. So when he came to YouTube, it kind of like it worked for him. But Star fell off. Like no disrespect, no disrespect. Like and I don't got an issue with Star. Star, I mean, we good. But I tell Star, like I'm telling y'all, Star fell off. Star is not relevant as what he was years ago. You know? Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You right, Ash. You right. But yeah, Star, he fell off. Like in my opinion, Star could have been did a podcast. Star doing celebrity gossip. It's like Star's trying to be like everybody else. Why do celebrity gossip? Like to me personally, I wouldn't want to do celebrity gossip because that's everybody on YouTube. 99% of everybody on YouTube is a celebrity gossiper. It's good, if you add a new twist to it. But when everybody want to be a Tasha K type, and you know what I'm saying, like that's just like with the Tisha Tills. Like it's like she was like Tasha K, Wendy Williams on steroids. Like that whole Wendy Williams lane is like it's like come on, it's not original. Like I remember when Wendy was on like her levels, like from Hot 97 to when she came back to New York to WBLS, and then when she went on TV. But everybody came on here, women all came on here try to be a Wendy Williams. And then you got the relationship gurus. You know what I'm saying? They coming, they getting exposed. They getting exposed. Cause half of them is not even great at that. Look at Dr. Bryant. She not even a doctor. She running around saying she a doctor, and now they exposing her for being a fraudulent doctor. You know what I'm saying? She going out like Zaza Ali. You know, yeah, DMV is the best. DMV gave us BET. We just going we just gonna leave that there. The DMV was, in my opinion, when they say the chocolate city, DC, and then they talk about what Maryland got going on right now with that whole black excellence that's going on over there. Like they epitomize um black greatness. You know, people give it to Atlanta. I give it to DC. DC did it before Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? They did it before Atlanta because they had the network and they had Kathy Hughes with her own radio station. So they did it before Atlanta. Atlanta just what they did was they was neck and neck really, because technically it was neck and neck. It was Atlanta and it was DC. But when it came to entertainment, DC had it before Atlanta. Like entertainment, they had the music, but DC had the infrastructure of radio and television. They had that before Tyler Perry, before how they shoot the movies now in Atlanta, Georgia, like they made in Georgia and all that. It was DC that was like had that locked down. You know, Mm, like they took the blueprint of what DC, because like if you look at like Bad Boys, you look at Puffy and all of them, Uptown, they was going out there to DC, and that's how they created that whole swag and style from the levels of Washington. And then what they did was they brought it up top. So like the Timberlands, the Versace, you know, the New Balances and all that, like all that whole style. And then like I said, with Atlanta, they did the same thing, but they did it on a southern scale. Even though DC kind of like it's the mid Atlantic, but they did it on like a deep south like scale. And then they built a culture that really transformed entertainment. They did. They transformed it, and it's never been the same ever again. You know, because when BET was like in DC, it was like it was black, and then when it came to New York, it transcended something totally different. I think that was the worst thing they ever did was leave DC, because they had their whole identity there. You know what I'm saying? Once they brought it to New York and the culture, it just wasn't the same, man. This wasn't the same. And I kind of agree, like when you really talk about that, like BET, like it had its true essence. It had its true essence there, and and they had their own, like they had their Harlem Renaissance. Every place got a Harlem Renaissance moment. Like Harlem had its moment, with the WBLS and all that and Apollo, and and DC had its moment with DEP and Kathy Hughes Radio One and shit, you know, and then Atlanta got their moments, but that whole club scene, look who created the club scene in Atlanta. A lot of people don't talk about this, but the big club scene that you got in Atlanta, besides the strip club shit, 'cause the strip club culture, dude that own Mag City, he from Jersey, but Atlanta, what really transcended their club scene was that it was New York cats and DC cats that made that Atlanta scene what it is. And that's how you get the big club culture. Because DC was like they had a lot of strip clubs. They had club culture, but they had a lot of strip clubs. And DC brought the club culture that would later become what it is. You know, the Kenny Burns was in all many others that was like in that whole DC lane and all that. I think Mark Barnes was out there too. I think he was out there. You know, Chris Lattimore, who was in Howard, who came from Howard, and he went out there to Atlanta. So it was a lot of that, like that element that came down there. College towns, man. College towns, man. Them college cities, man. Them Virginias, especially like places like Hampton and Norfolk, Virginia Beach, and um, that's what really transcended that era, man. God, they don't got that no more, man. Like it's never be another era like that one. Like when it come to culture. Like I say, after like the 2000 late 2000s, that college culture thing, it died. Like that whole spring break and going out of town and connecting with different cultures. That's done. That's over with. That's over with. Music ain't even hitting like that no more. It's over with. The culture died. Like so I tell people, club culture died in 2011, 2010, 2011, and just that having fun culture it died. And then you look at like the 2020s is everything is hookah and lounges. These ain't clubs, man. These is lounges, man. Ain't, you know what I'm saying? Ain't really having no real good time. And you know what I'm saying? You go in a place, you go in a spots that's little hole in the wall, little joints. You know what I'm saying? And they like restaurants. Yeah, just call it a nightclubs. Ain't even nightclubs. So it's like that culture is dead, man. Culture is dead. The music is dead, man. Yeah, Atlanta is New York, man. That's New York Central, bro. That's not even a southern town no more. That's New York. That's many new. That's New York 2.0. You know what I'm saying? That's New York 2.0, man. Majority of people that run the infrastructure out there is from New York. Even though you might got some Atlanta, you got some Atlanta dudes that's affiliated, but the people that really run like the parties, the lounges and all that, they all New York guys. They either New York dudes or they DC dudes, or some Philly dudes or some Baltimore dudes, but they ain't from Atlanta. They ain't from Atlanta. They ain't from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And you be hearing it, you hear it from the dudes when the dudes that be talking. Like you see like that dude Ray Daniels, he ain't even an Atlanta nigga. Watch his podcast. Ray Daniels, he's a New York nigga. But he been down there a long time. When you start living down there, you get I got a couple homies. They started living down there in Atlanta. They whole accent changed. They got the southern drawl. You think they a Georgia nigga, but they a New York nigga. But they been down there so long, they start talking like the Atlanta niggas. And I got a couple of homies that's like that, man. They been down there so long, they start talking like the Atlanta niggas. But it's no type of southern nothing, man. That's New York out, man. New York out. You gonna see a bunch of niggas with New York with Yankee fitteds on, Timberland boots, Air Force Ones, dressing just like how we dress, and they gonna talk just like us, man. Yeah, they all. That's all. That's all. Who got it down there? The Brooklyn niggas got it sold up. Brooklyn niggas, they made a lane out there in Atlanta. Harlem niggas went out there before Brooklyn niggas, but the Brooklyn and the Bronx niggas, but Brooklyn niggas got it sold up now. They got it so sold up, it's not even funny, bro. When you go out there to Atlanta, they got a Queens Day. I think they even got a Brooklyn Day. I know they got a Queens, they got a Bronx Day, and they got a Brooklyn Day. So, man, it's not the ATL, man. When I go to the South, man, I want to go where people are Southern, bro. I don't want to go nowhere where everybody look and talk just like me, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Luda from Chicago, but his pops is from New York. His pops, I think, is from the Bronx or Harlem. No, his pops from Harlem. Pops from him and Ti. They both they parents is from New York. They parents is from New York. Ti and him both their parents is from New York. Luda pops is from Mount Vernon, from the Vernon. hmm And Ti pops is from Harlem. I see you from from Jersey. But yeah, Luda. That's why Luda had a lot of Mount Vernon niggas, a lot of Bronx and Harlem niggas around because his pop is from the Vernon. And the same thing with Ti, his pop is from Harlem too. You know. But that's what I said. Atlanta got a lot of that. New Yorkers, man. It's a lot of New Yorkers, man. You'd be surprised, man. A lot of these states, man. When you go past that Mason Dixon, bro, a lot of them states is a lot of New Yorkers, man. Been ripping through there, man. Been ripping through there, man. Be surprised. A lot of niggas got family up top, man. You know? Yeah. Yeah, ATL is little New York, man. That's little New York. That been little New York. Yeah, they got a Brooklyn Day. I think the Bronx and Queens was the first one to have a day out there in Atlanta, and then Brooklyn eventually got a day out there. I don't know if Harlem got a day, but I know it's the Bronx and I know it's Queens. They had a day out there, and then Brooklyn got a day in Atlanta now, where they got a Brooklyn Day. So all the dudes that's from Brooklyn that live out there, all the people that live from Brooklyn out there, they out there in Atlanta, having Brooklyn Day. Yeah, they got a Bronze Day out there. They got a Bronze Day. They got a Bronze Day, but Atlanta was the first place they did Bronze Day. They did Bronze Day in Atlanta, and they did Queens Day in Atlanta. Those like the two first things. And now they train a lot of niggas done moved to Charlotte, so they got a Bronx Day in Charlotte. They got a Queens Day in Charlotte, and then they got it in Houston. A lot of New Yorkers is going to Houston because Atlanta all flooded out. There's mad New York niggas out there. I got mad family in Atlanta, son. It's flooded out with New Yorkers, b. Um, but they act like we don't like them. All family from the South. But I'm a Brooklyn nigga. Yo, you know what it is? You know what it is? Is that I'm gonna keep it real with you, right? A lot of us that got family in the South, we don't hate Southerners. Because a lot of us, our family, our roots is down there. But you got a lot of people that don't got family in the South, that don't got roots in the South. They talk a lot of like ish about Southern people. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us that got family in the roots in the South that have been going back and forth with the South since we was kids, it's different, bro. We have a different level of respect for the South and love for the South. You know what I'm saying? But these dudes that don't got no family in the South, they talk real greasy and real crazy. But it's mad love. When we come out there, it's mad love because we know we got family in the Carolinas. We got family in Virginia. We got family in Georgia. We got family in Florida. So even if you got family in Tennessee or Mississippi, we got family out there. But the ones that don't got families, like this is why I kind of agree with the FBA movement. And a lot of people don't like FBA, but I can't disagree with FBA because it's like FBA is saying that it ain't us that's hating on the South. It's these dudes that's these immigrants that's cosplaying like they FBA. And I kind of agree with what the brothers be saying about that, the delineation thing. But it took me some time to really like to listen to it because a lot of people a lot of people was like you got people that's out here that got half and half that's mixed with Caribbean and they mix with Black Americans. So a lot of them feel kind of slighted, like, oh, my pop's side is Caribbean or my mom's side is Caribbean, but my pops or my mom's is Black American. So it kind of like slighted a lot of people. But then when you really listen to it, it's not you can't be slighted by it because at the end of the day, these people is taking a piss and a shit on your people that's in the South, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, Super, ain't you FBA, bro? Why you coming at FBA like that, bro? Why you come to FBA? Why you come to FBA like that, bro? Like, don't get it twisted. Like, it's FBAs that's half and half, and then you got FBAs that's with the FBA that's full blooded. But I don't have a beef with FBA, man. I kind of understand where they coming from. Yeah, like I don't really like have an issue with what they saying. Like, I kind of agree with it. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like, cause you gotta remember, like before the Caribbeans came, Brooklyn was majority Black American. The people from the South that came, that was living in Crown Heights, that was living in Bed-Stuy, they wasn't too much living in Flatbush, but they was living in Crown Heights, they was living in Bed-Stuy, and they was living in Brownsville. A lot of Black Americans living in downtown Brooklyn, right? And then, but I say like it was coming in the 50s, they was coming in the 60s, and then it got the explosion came in. Now we gonna be real honest here. Let's be real honest here. Cause I was gonna do a video on this. And I don't wanna offend nobody. Cause like I said, man, I love everybody. But we gotta be honest, man. The Jamaican posses, bro. And we gonna talk about this because I think I'm gonna do a piece on this. Or I'm gonna talk about this on Hell in a Cell. When they came on the scene, bro, in that 80s, you know what I'm saying? Like coming like after that late 70s, when they came on the scene in that 80s, bro, and they started like going crazy, coming outside with them AKs and them Uzis, the Mac 10s and the Mac 11, right? Because a standard gun back in them days was a 38 and a 45, right? And a lot of people didn't have guns. A lot of people had knives, you know what I'm saying? And that was the majority, that's what people was fighting with back then. They had knives and they had chains, and if they did have a gun, they had a 38 and they had a 45. When it came to like 83, 84, 85, when the Yardies came, and I wrote this in my book that I'm doing, the Co-op Syndicate. I speak about that, the Yardies crew, because I got a section in the book where I introduce the Yardy characters. And it prevalent to that time period where they came outside with the Uzis and the busting that police and all that, right? And I put that in the story. This is why I said when this book come out, and if I do take this and I put this like to like a network or one of these streaming platforms, I don't want it to be a TV series. I don't want it to be like Power. I don't want it to be, if it's a movie, I could see it being a movie, but I want it to be a limited series, like on some Roots level. Like I want this to be like Roots, Next Generation, Roots. Like I want it to be like that. If I turn this into like a series, like a TV movie. But when they came outside, right, in that 90s, in that 80s, right, these dudes' firepower was not to be played with. And reason why, you know, you have to remember a lot of these Jamaican crews that was coming to America was they was government muscles for the PNP, for the JLP, for the Jamaican Labor Party, and for the people, for the what is it, people power, no, people nation power. Is it people nation power, yeah, people, no, it's people nation party, yeah, people nation party. So they was the muscle for them. Once they came to the states, right, and they came on it, and they came in power in the streets. They had the work and they had the shooters, right? And when they came out here, and I say they turned up, in my opinion, I feel like they started to turn up in 84, 85. Before 84, 85, you had your hustlers, you had your stick up men. When 84, 85 hit, like late 84, going into 85, when 84, 85 hit, that's when they turned up. And they turned up to the point where it was no more knives, it was no more fighting people. It was coming outside with the big heavy artillery. And they turned up not only just in Brooklyn, but they turned up in Harlem, they turned up in the Bronx, they even turned up in Queens, right? And they brought that culture and it went and what they was doing in Jamaica in the 70s, they brought it out here in the States. And it changed forever. I feel like it hasn't stopped ever since then. Like when they came in, it changed forever, bro. And I feel like I'm trying to finish this book up before the summer. I'm trying to finish this book up before the summer, but I'm telling y'all, this book, son, this book is hot. I'm letting y'all know that this co-op syndicate book that I'm writing is hot. But I got it's gonna be like a 4 book series, and then I'm gonna do the other series, which is called Untouchables, which it starts in the late 50s and it ends in like 84, and then the book just starts out to like the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. But it's a dope story, man. It's like it's what Power should have been if they had the right people telling the story. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. Oh, big bro in the building. Oh, what's good? I don't know. His mouth. I think it's camera. I don't know if it's camera working. Yo,
Yo,
what's up? What's up? What's up? What you want? How
what's up,
you?
man? Oh man, I
Yeah,
had these calls back to back. I see you was on the hour strong.
yeah. I was in here talking before you came in. Yeah, I was in here
Uh,
talking. I was
yeah,
talking about.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I was in here. I was just talking about the whole FBA thing, and I was talking about the South and all that, and
Uh huh.
I was talking about like when the Yardies came out, that they changed the game in New York City, like when it come to like violence. Before it wasn't like that, it wasn't as wild as when they came on the scene with the
Hmm.
heavy artillery. I was talking
Oh,
about.
oh, you talking about the y'all, the Spanglers, and
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, 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 definitely.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
They,
because the people that came before them was their parents, and their parents was
yeah.
coming, to have a good life, work as home
Mm-hmm.
health aide, work as cleaners, and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
But when the children came in here from Jamaica, it was just crazy.
They
and then
turned up, They
oh
turned
man,
up.
they did because
They.
they was already dangerous over there. You know,
Mhm.
these was people who were part of the JPL and
The
the JPL
PNP.
and the PNP, yeah,
Yeah.
the Jamaican Liberation, and they had the PNP. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy back then.
Yeah, I said by like 84, they changed the game. By 84, that's when them big boys came out. By 85, it was machine
Yeah.
gunned out,
Oh, machine guns, Tech Nines. It was crazy. You know, because
Yeah.
a lot of my family was messing with the Jamaicans and stuff like that, and they used to come over to the house, and they was dangerous. They was hitting girls with bottles in their head. They borrow a man come back, they busting at them and everything. Like it was different. Like you know,
Yeah.
we wasn't getting that type of energy. Most if somebody disrespect your girl or your sister, we came back
Yeah.
and we fought them. We took it either to the
Mhm.
block or took it to the park. But them dudes
Mhm.
there, you
Yeah.
approach them or try to come near Edgecombe or St. Nick or something like that, or you go to where they was in Brooklyn and stuff like that. It was different.
Yeah. Yep. 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 That's why I say like it was different because before that it was knobs, chains, and hands. That was it.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah, like
38. That was it.
yeah. Well, that like who's one of my mentors, Jeff Canada. He wrote a book that he mentioned me in called Stick, Fist, Knife, Gun, and that's how violence elevated in America. First it was stick, then fist, then knife, then gun. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And people stopped doing that. You know, because
Hmm.
people wouldn't want to take a loss because they was making too much money. They didn't want, and you
Hmm.
know, in the 80s and 90s, we would snap on the person. If somebody beat you up in a fist fight, no sooner you start talking trash, we'd be like, you better beat that nigga up who punched you in your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it was
Hmm.
hard. So dudes, they want to be joked or clown. So
Hmm.
they put in that work or had somebody put in the work. So that
Yep.
was the dangerous part of growing up in the 80s and 90s because people who you wouldn't think would do something was doing something because they started going
Hmm.
out of town in D.C. and Baltimore and Virginia and North Carolina, and they was collecting bones, and then they come back to New York City. You be like, oh man, I used to smack them up in junior high school. Nah,
Hmm.
he ain't that same kid in junior high school. You smack him up now, he gonna body you.
Hmm.
And that's what I came in contact with because a lot of dudes that I beat up junior high, high school, they went out to Baltimore and they was just serial killers.
Hmm.
So now when they came back to New York, they was a different person. So you wouldn't even dare play with them like that.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's why I say New York is dangerous and scary because the most
Yeah.
quietest person, you know what I'm saying, can get
Yeah.
active.
Yeah. I be telling them that it be the ones that you don't think the dudes that you sleep on that you think is soft or you think ain't hard or ain't street. They be the ones. They be the ones.
Yeah,
They be the ones that'll do it to you because
yeah,
you underestimating. You thinking because he look like a menace. He look like a hitter. Oh, he the
mhm,
toughest dude out here. But it be the dude that don't say nothing. That's nice. That don't bother nobody. Be the one that'll do it to you.
yeah, yeah. But now it's a different time and different era. You know,
Hmm.
ain't nobody trying to really go to jail unless you from the age of
Nah.
14 to 19, you
Yeah.
know, and you
Yeah.
may get a shot with somebody 25 and under, you know, because dudes know that jail is nasty. It's nothing good in there.
Hmm.
You know, before
Hmm.
you go to jail, it became your lesson because
Hmm.
you bumped into somebody who's going to teach you either how to read or either teach you how to be a better criminal.
Hmm.
Now, ain't nobody teach you how to read or be a better criminal.
Hmm.
You just in there following the
Yep.
name that you had on the street. And to
Hmm.
like what Casanova said, you gangster on
Yeah.
the street, you go to jail. You gangster in jail, and then the next after that, you go into the hole, and then you know your gangsterness is over with because you don't got
Yeah.
nobody to fight but yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, when I just saw the thing, just I was just watching YouTube the other no Instagram, and I saw the video where they on Rikers Island playing
That Rob, take that plate out. I mean
PlayStation.
that thing out for me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
My bad,
they
nephew.
they
I hear you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They on Rikers Island playing PlayStation
Mm-hmm.
like it's nothing. And I said right there, that's the glorification. Because back in the days, it was the hip hop music. The hip hop
Yeah.
music was the glorification to lead them to the prison. Now the glorification, now we put this on social media. Them playing video games. It's cool. Come through. So all these young boys gonna crash out and gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna go over there, I'm gonna play my video games like I'm at home and get all this
Mm-hmm.
free, this and free that. But it don't work like that, man. That's why, like you said, like these states like Florida and all these other states like Texas, these out of town states, they not playing.
Oh no.
They giving you decades in there because
Oh
they
yeah, they're
seeing
not
that you
playing.
coming from New York, you get life is sweet for you.
Yeah, they're not playing. Like Florida, when I first moved out here, the Haitian dudes that I knew, every time they go to jail, they have to get their hair cut. I'm like, yo, why? I'm like, y'all don't have
Hmm.
like that's a violation of your human rights and your civil rights. Florida don't
Hmm.
care about none of that. These dudes got to
Hmm.
cut their hair and they got
Hmm.
to send it home in the bag, and their parents get it. And then when they
Hmm.
come home, they get it stowed back in their hair.
Hmm. 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 That and yo, when I saw the video, I'll be watching Instagram all the time. Yo, that police chief, I don't know if that's Orlando or
Nah,
Tampa.
that's Polk County. That's Polk
Yo,
County.
that
You don't drive
dude,
to. You don't go to the. Yeah,
he be putting dudes on blast. I be watching him.
yeah, that's my guy.
Yo, he just put a dude on blast recently. He said, "Now he's here in a picture with the president, but
Uh huh.
he's out here cheating on his wife. He's
Yeah,
dealing with
yeah, yeah.
prostitutes." I was
That's the
like,
dude over
"Oh
in
nah,
Tampa that was doing that. The
yeah,
dude in Tampa.
yeah,
You saw
yeah,
Robert what I said?
yeah." I was like, "Nah, man, they don't play out there, man." I said, "If you go that county right there, boy, you playing with your life."
That's Grady. Grady
Yeah.
don't play that. Yeah, Grady. Everybody in Florida know about Grady. When you go through Polk County, you better be
Yeah.
on your best behavior.
He ain't playing no games. He don't play no game. And he makes sure he do a press conference every
Oh
time he
yeah. Oh
catch
man,
somebody.
he be wearing dudes jury, all of that type of stuff. He be and they rapping. He rapping. They rap songs. Grady don't play. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that's why I be trying to tell dudes, man, crime don't pay, man. You see how they don't play no
Nah, crime
games,
don't pay.
man.
Crime does not pay.
He don't play no games. Oh, yo, I ain't gonna lie. He need a reality show up. Cause old boy be cracking me up, man.
Oh
Every
yeah,
time.
Grady. He don't play. I've been said that. But he the type he don't want to water down his respect and his name. The whole town, city, everybody love him.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
They, they, they respect him. They respect him, man. They
I'm looking
definitely
at some of the comments that you had. My pop said the first time he saw a butterfly knife at Panama dude named Cricket cut his grocery bag, laugh aloud. My grandma's made him fight the dude. That was like 1976. You got to use the AI audio. What is that? Somebody said.
Oh, I think that's the one where they transform your name, your voice and all that.
Man,
That's
what a
that new.
great thing. But so many going rest in peace. Shout out to Emerson Ave, a woman. Oh, the women more gangster than the men. Oh yeah, the Jamaican women crazy.
Yeah,
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 yo, they
yeah,
got
yeah.
PlayStation and Rikers. Somebody said,
Yeah, they got PlayStation, man.
and the YN saying, cast off, can't get free game, you lame. And the YN say, cast off, can't get free game, you lame. I don't know what the fuck that mean. What that mean? My mom
Mm.
told me a quiet person will kill you faster than anyone. The prison down south are super dangerous. They have tablets, PlayStation, but it's not sweet. Somebody said. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah,
but
that's
man, that's crazy, man. What
yeah,
else
that's
going
that's
on though,
uh.
man? What else going on, man? You see, you still messing with a song, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you ain't see academics. Academics, man. I mean, academics beefing right now, man.
Wow, what happened?
I don't know. They had a disagreement, and then they went online, and he said something about him, like with the whole Bam situation. Like he ain't do what he was supposed to do.
I'm gonna
And
go
I'm
check it
like,
out. Make sure he took it out.
I'm like, man, these dudes always beefing, man. They don't get along, man.
They don't pay you no mind.
They don't get along,
Alright.
man.
Alright. Yeah, that's crazy, yo.
They don't get along, man. That's the crazy part. Tonight the verses, hey, tonight the verses with Ross and French, man.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna watch it. What they doing it out here?
I think they supposed to be doing it out there. I think they
That's
supposed to be doing
cool.
it out there. But
So I guess Wack left Max alone, huh?
yo, he stopped talking about him after the fact, yo thing. And then somebody asked him about it. And then he started going into the 50 situation with somebody.
Hmm.
He was asking about that the dude, that dude that be doing the what's the dude, Sean, the Sean G dude that be going at
Yeah,
50.
from
He
Queens.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I
He
mean
was asking about him
from Jersey, from Jersey.
from Jersey. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was they
These
was asking
guys
him
be
about that.
clout chasers, man. Cause Max ain't worried about them, man.
Nah,
And
he ain't worried
50 and
about that.
50 ain't worrying about him.
Nah,
Like these
definitely
dudes
not.
be chasing, cause they, you know, once they get ignored, they keep it pushing.
Yeah, but they got something on him right now. I forgot to send it to you
Who
with a
Wack?
with a transsexual.
Shit.
That's crazy, yo.
I don't know. I gotta see that. I don't think Wack will fall for that.
Yo, uh, yo,
Wack
they
ain't like
was
one of these. He ain't like one of these junkies. If it was a junkie, I'd be like,
yeah.
yeah. I don't think Wack will fall for that.
Yeah, well, I was like, yo, I don't believe that, big, because somebody said it to me. They like, yo, that's the new skin. I'm like, I ain't here, but then I saw academics talking about it, so I don't know. But academics and him need to do an interview and talk about that, man, because they putting it out there, man.
I was just watching a little of the 6ix9ine and
The
Vlad
Danzig,
joint.
the Vlad, yo, that went
Yeah.
that did good. That did good. I was watching his last interview with them the Danzig dudes,
Oh, so
and
wait, 6ix9ine interview dancer?
yeah, he went and did a joint with Danzig and them. They was asking him when he was locked up, who he was in there with, and he was talking about like how the industry is being biased against him because what he did is the same thing that they saying Gucci and all these other dudes did, and why they mad with him.
I mean,
And I,
everybody pick and choose. You know,
yeah,
that's
they
all
pick
it
and
is.
choose. They pick and choose. They pick and
They
choose.
pick and
That's
choose. At the
that's
end
that's
of the
what it
day,
is.
it ain't even about picking and choose. It's about trolling.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. Everything became a troll. Nobody cares, truthfully, if Gucci told.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares if 6ix9ine told. Nobody cares if what's call him Perez told. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
really cares because at
I'm
the end of the day, majority of people ain't will never get a chance to do business with any of
yeah
these dudes. Another percentage won't ever get to see any of these dudes,
yeah
and another percentage that they not just gonna deal with. So
yeah.
it
But that
so
but like you said, that's the music. That's the industry. The entertainment business ain't the streets. And that's what
yeah
dudes fail to realize is that what you do in the streets and in the field is not what they do in corporate America. Because if you run up and go upside one of these label execs' heads, they got the FBI and the police on speed dial. You
yeah
not getting away with that. Oh, I'm gonna just go up there. They owe me money. I'm gonna bust them side the head. Or I'm gonna
yeah.
pistol whip them.
because
and
the
handle it
government
like the
protect their
streets.
business and their business is taxes. Those
Yeah.
individuals have to pay taxes for the LLCs, companies, corporations,
Mm-hmm.
C corps, S corps, whatever they got to pay.
Yeah.
You
So
know what I'm saying?
they can't get mad. They can't get mad at a dude that's an entertainer. That's an entertainer doing what entertainers do. These dudes take
Number
these
one,
rappers like they street dudes, huh? And it's crazy.
number one, if Gucci by himself, if he was by himself and he did that, yeah, but he's connected to distribution, he connected to attorneys and everything. If that man is signed off, the label want to know why
Mm-hmm.
and how. If he owes us
Mm-hmm.
this much or he's supposed to give us this many albums, who authorized this? You
Mm-hmm.
can't authorize nothing Gucci without their label, without their attorneys.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just say, "Oh, he's done. I don't want him on the label no more." It's not what you say anymore.
Nope. That's what the labels say.
It's what the people who are finances this mission, this trip, this situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whether it's
That's a
Arista, whether it's Sony, whether it's Columbia, whether it's Atlantic, those are the people who's going to say, "Wait a minute, you didn't run this through our attorney. Our attorney wasn't there when this
mm-hmm.
happened. So now they're
Mm-hmm.
going to sue you because you breached the contract."
Facts.
So Gucci is
Facts.
the one that's going to be sued millions and millions of dollars.
Yep.
So for the sake of the so-called street, I'm gonna let this little dirty nigga go over here and be here, but now I'm out 15, 20 million lawsuits because I
Mm-hmm.
breached the contract. I told him he can get off the label. I told him he can get off this. So people
Yeah.
don't look at that. They don't understand that. That's why them little dirty niggas gonna be where they at.
Yeah. 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 And that's why I like right now, like they not trying to sign Eddie drill rappers. They don't want that headache. They don't want that headache right now. That's what a lot of
I
them
know.
is.
I just seen Stan put that up. He don't want no drill rappers. I started laughing.
Yeah, they don't want no drill rappers. They don't want that headache because they see with K Flock. They see with K Flock. He signed the Capitol and then you go out there and crash out. He had no business out there. That's one thing I don't understand. Like, you got no business out there. If you know that you got static with certain people, you shouldn't be in that area. You know what I'm saying? You an investment now to these labels, and they putting the money. You messing up their bag once you start crashing out.
Mm.
And that's what a lot of these young dudes don't understand is that they messing up the bag by doing the stupidity. So I don't see nothing wrong with Big Bank interviewing on 6ix9ine because they mad at Big Bank. I don't see nothing wrong with Big Bank doing that, man. Big
Big
Bank,
Bang is smart because Big Bang
yeah.
is in the business of he's in the business of entertainment and he is trying to interview this person that is an entertainer, part of entertainment, to find out his
Hmm.
view. A view is not
Hmm.
one sided.
Hmm.
I want to know why a person told on his homeboys and friend. I want to know why Pooh Shiesty felt like he want to stab Gucci in the back. I want to know that. I ain't gonna say no. I don't want to hear no grimy nigga. I want to hear your opinion. So if I come across a grimy person and I don't see it right hand, I know what Pooh Shiesty told me. I know what
Hmm.
Gucci told me. I know what 6ix9ine told me. I know what um who's another person with it
Oh,
Troy Ave, Troy
sure, yeah,
Ave.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I want to
yeah,
know what made them, say that. What made them feel that way. So,
yeah. Yeah, I feel, anybody like they don't tell 60 Minutes, yo, we not interviewing such and such Sammy the Bull because Sammy the Bull told on John Gotti. Man, get out of here, man. Get out of
hmm
here. That's what
we
that's what
we
I
the,
know.
we the only one that puts ceilings on the things that we doing. I want to know.
Yeah.
I talk to everyone. I talk to everybody. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
If things is morally not right with me, then I'm like, no, I'm not with none of that. But I understand that's how you feel, but that's not how I feel. So you
Mm-hmm.
give people a platform to voice their opinions. That's the only way that we're gonna learn.
Yeah.
People, that's why people always getting stuck in the same situation because they watch the same movie but they look for different results. I
Yep.
don't care if it was above the rim. I don't care if it was juice. I don't care if it was boys in hood. Majority of the movies the same thing. A person homeboy is the one who crossed them,
That's a fact.
you know, or a woman with a broken heart is the one that set them up. So
Yep.
it's always the same movie, different characters. So,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes fools just don't get it. Let me see what some they talking about in the chat.
Hey, what's up with this? You seen this Boston Richie situation?
Hold on for a second. Let me see. He said, "Whoa, bigger facts, OG. Exactly. Call homework." He said, "Interviewing is cool. Is does that some outlets reward those people for their understanding tactics, underhanded tactics?" Oh yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. Some outlets do, but the whole thing is, can you reward these guys? Can you really reward these guys? You going there?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Can you really reward them? They already rewarded
Mm-hmm.
because they really don't care what you say or what you think. 6ix9ine don't care what you say or what you think. Troy Ave don't care what you say, what you think. You know what I'm saying? These guys, they already rewarded. Only thing that you can get from them is information and say, you know
Mm-hmm.
what, I would never put myself in a predicament like that. I would. So when I teach, when I let me tell you, let me tell y'all something because I see people commenting out there and I like that. See, when I go into institutions and places and I train young people, I teach them don't put themselves in a predicament situation for nobody have to tell on you. You understand what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? When you put
Mm-hmm.
yourself in a predicament for somebody have to tell on you, you just already took out the percentage of you going to jail or you being hurt
Mm-hmm.
because everybody know who you did it or everybody know who you did it with or the people who you did it with. Once you no longer can benefit them, can use that leverage to say, you know what? All right, I'm like homeboy in that movie. I'm gonna drop a dime on him and belly.
Yeah, and Belly, yeah, yeah.
So you don't give nobody that type of leverage. You don't do things with anyone or anybody that you feel that's going to tell on you. My father, like I said before on here, my father told me when I was young, if you want to do anything, do it by yourself because if you tell on yourself, that shows how much a fool you are. So
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. And that's a fact. Do your dirt all by your lonely. That's how I feel.
that's right. That's right, King Fire 1148. He said 85% of the time you get killed and snaked out by someone next to you. Yeah, because they know where you at. They know your routine. They know your likes, your dislikes. So yeah, you always get snaked by somebody, you know, who's your friend. I don't know if y'all hear the wind in my ears or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it always happened that way. So like I said, when I teach young people, I teach them about pattern and I teach them about behavior. The same thing you will learn if you were studying mental health, psychology, or you know what I'm saying, or any type of therapy that's dealing with the psyche or mental health. You have to study behavior. I
Mm-hmm.
study behavior. Like dudes on here. When I see dudes on social media, certain things they post, certain things they say. Certain things I post, they don't comment to or say something to. I see their behavior. They only want to be a part of things that they feel everybody else is a part of. So if I have 100 posts liked on my page, they're gonna be 101. They don't know what it's
Mm-hmm.
talking about. They don't know what's happening. But if I'm talking about something really powerful, it may be just one like, and I can see them look at the post or look at the
Mm-hmm.
story and don't say nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
study the pattern of people. Pattern don't lie, man. Pattern don't lie. That's
That's a
right.
fact.
That's right, King Fire.
That's a fact.
Okay, he said the wind is affecting my audio.
Yeah, the win.
Okay, my bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. I mean, give me some questions. If I can answer I answer y'all questions and stuff like that. While I got a
Yeah.
little bit of time here, I apologize that I was late today. I just had a lot of phone
Yeah,
calls that I had to get into these past two
yeah,
days that I missed.
yeah.
So
And
if y'all
don't
got
think,
any questions and I can answer it, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I appreciate it. If you got any questions for nephew to answer, you know he answer
yeah,
them as well.
yeah, yeah. I believe, people out here, you can't get mad if you in a game where loyalty ain't no such thing. There ain't no such thing. The only people you need to be loyal to is the people that got your last name. Other than that, these dudes, you got homies, and it's a real homie, be loyal to that real homie. Other than that, being loyal to a bunch of dudes that you met in the streets or you met in prison, these dudes they got agendas. You understand what I'm saying? That's what people don't understand. They got agendas, and a lot of dudes to get out of their problems and put you in it. So best to just be, stay out the way and live your life. That's all it is.
See, loyalty is a facade to me, you know.
Yeah.
I don't people will be loyal in your face and disloyal you behind your back. I just want people to be honorable who deal with me. Just be
Hmm.
honorable, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to put you in a predicament situation that you feel you have to tell on me, hurt me, harm me, or anything like that. And I'm not going to
Yep.
put you in that same type of predicament situation. The only predicaments and situation your homeboy should be putting you into is something that got to go with financing, something that got to
Yep.
go with security and stability. If they putting you in a situation that can harm your livelihood and your freedom, that ain't really your homeboy. That ain't really your homegirl. So I want you
Mm-hmm.
to be honorable when the cameras is off, when nobody's around, not when you in my face.
Yep. Yep.
Let me see what somebody said. I got a question. Is Gucci wrong? 86 still. Well, I don't know if you just came in here, Demo. Gucci's not wrong. You know why? Let's say, for instance, Gucci don't say anything. Gucci may have to pay out a 30 million, 40 million dollar fee because he breached the contract. He's not just in the contract by himself with Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty in contract with labels, management,
Mm-hmm.
or whoever else is higher, attorneys. It don't just work. This is not a street business. I gave you some work and you work it off. Just say, for instance, okay, let's switch it to street. I gave you some work. You ran off with the work. Now the cartel coming to see you.
Mm-hmm.
You see how that work? So Gucci don't have to do nothing. The big people can come go see her. You know why? Because the big people's connected to who? The money. That's the attorneys.
Yep.
That's the CEO of the label. That's the CEO of distribution, marketing, promotion. You're dealing with a corporation. It ain't just Gucci and Shiesty doing business. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of other people in it. Now, if they was doing business by themselves and the business got grimy or whatever, and he did that or whatever, then yeah, he would be considered as a rat. But this business is not street business. This business is protected by tax IDs, LLCs, and things of that nature. So that means the government is involved. And this is the number one reason why they created gang task forces and all of these things because the tax dollars behind it. There's so much marketing money and dollars behind it that they're not just gonna let some little dirty little dude from Memphis, Texas, Florida, New York, or whatever mess it up. Because if he do that, then other people will be able to do that. Don't you think that the idea he had, people had that
Mm-hmm.
idea with Puffy?
Mm-hmm.
Because the locks got gangsters around them. It's a lot
Facts.
of people who signed to labels and everything like that got gangsters around. Snoop Dogg's got lokes around him.
Mm-hmm.
Easy E and them had Crips around him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But that was just the beginning of the time with contracting and gangs and street organization or gangs sponsoring it, putting up money or hustler sponsor. Them days was no longer. Them days was over after Tupac and Biggie and all that. It was now distribution by labels. Back in the
Mm-hmm.
days, your local drug dealer or project drug dealer. sponsored rappers and acts and stuff like that of the 70s, 80s, and early 90s. But
Mm-hmm.
once those guys died and got the international recognition of the federal government and all those type of things, it was over with. It was over with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me see if there's any questions. 86, still the movement. Looking for loyalty, better seek God. Ain't no loyal roaming this earth. Crazy work, right? Streets are the streets, period, perfectly. Do you think Jadakiss could have really dropped an air conditioner on Puffy's head? If Jadakiss could have dropped the air conditioner on Puffy head, then Suge Knight could have dropped the air conditioner on Puffy head. Then Jimmy Hinchman could have dropped. A lot of people could have dropped it on Puff head. Puff ain't no chump. Puff ain't no sucker or any of that because he would have been. They would have been ran over him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Course he was associated and affiliated with other people who maybe were streets dudes or maybe officials dude, but by himself, Puff wasn't a chump or a sucker or anything like that. So
Mm-hmm.
ain't
He
nobody
got
was dropping
hands.
nothing on saying.
He got
And,
he got hands. He got hands. They don't know he got hands.
you know, he like fact, definitely. So, everybody gonna tell a story. Everybody gonna tell a story to make it seem that they the most gangster and Don Dotter is like I was looking at something today. This Italian guy was talking about Sammy the Bull. They reason they get the name Bull because he was from a street in Staten Island that was called Bull Street or something like that. And Sammy the
Mm-hmm.
Bull, what they said he used to do, I think barber school or some type of school, but that's how he
Mm-hmm.
got the name Sammy the Bull. It wasn't because of bodies or anything like that. So everybody have their story, and that's my first time hearing that story. So everybody's going to tell you they part of the story that glorified them being a money dude, a go-getter, a hustler, tough, untouchable. Nobody gonna tell you when they was asking dude for change in high school to buy oatmeal cookies or sharing sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? And like my gen, that's what we did. We shared juices, we shared chicken wings and fried rice, all of that. But this next generation, they not gonna tell you none of those type of things.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I think more questions. How they got away with threatening him like that? I would have thought they would have had a rough time after that. Puff pockets, puffy pockets, puffy, and he will send that hit. Well, I don't know what Puffer sent. I don't know what people, if they send hits or anything. I don't know none of those type of things. But at the end of the day, look how long that man been in the business. Can you name one person punched him in the mouth? One person smacked him. One person threw him, or had his legs hanging off a balcony or whatever. And even with the moot stuff, you, you
Mm-hmm.
can't name nobody who said I smashed Puff. And
Yep.
one thing about that rainbow community, they can't wait to run their mouth or talk shit or whatever. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of shit that you get in entertainment that
And
just be talk. Is he a freak?
and
Yeah, he may be a freak. It's a lot of people a freak.
you know something, he ain't never nobody made him drink no piss. Nobody did none of that to him, man. Nobody run up in his office and made him get dudes out of contracts. He did
Yeah,
square business and dudes respected his business. Other than that, the gangster people who saying, "Oh, we run up." I ain't never heard them stories, huh? I've heard it
yeah,
with other. I've heard it with other record execs we could name. That's in the industry. You heard them get smacked up, watches get taken from chains,
yeah,
dudes making them humiliating them. You heard it from them, but him, he's one of them execs. You ain't never heard that, and the same with the DNY, same with the
yeah,
Dame Dash. You ain't never heard that
yeah,
happen with them dudes, man. You
yeah,
heard it with everybody else that, oh, this
yeah,
dude got the press on him. This dude,
yeah.
he extorting them. He getting money from him weekly. He getting watch taken from him. When they see him in the
Mm-hmm.
club, he taking the jewels off because he oh. Like you've never heard that with him. So that's why I always
Hmm.
say like he can't be so much. Everybody want to say, oh, he ain't this, he ain't that. I ain't never seen nothing happen though.
Yeah, exactly. Even though 50 wrote that verse, he said lawyers shootouts, Diddy did it. Lawyers so smooth that Diddy gotta quit it. You know what
Yeah, yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
So even though 50 wrote that joint for him, you know what I'm saying? But it
yeah.
goes with his persona. But you know, on a real note,
Hmm.
man, like we don't
Hmm.
know nobody business unless we're in their business. So I don't
Yeah,
know the
yeah.
arrangements that Shiesty or Gucci or any of these guys really did. Only thing I can look at from the outside as a
Hmm.
person who have done business with different people and say, nah, that don't sound right. Like, nah, you can't just get somebody to sign over things like that because it was under threat, duress, and coercion. And then it was
Hmm.
a off-duty cop there, and like it was just sloppy stuff, man. You know, so even if he doesn't want to do anything, the state will take over, and since he on federal parole or whatever, they
Hmm.
take over the situation. Hey, once you get the
Hmm.
money, that shit gotta be over. Yeah, it gotta be over. Real do recognize real for sure. That's what a real street nigga. So it's for, yeah, you know what I'm saying. And even if you got real street dudes, you don't want them to be in that situation. That deal becomes their retirement. You know what I'm saying? You know, like Wolf, that would have been Wolf retirement.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That would have been Wolf retirement. You don't just be a street nigga the rest of your life and die. And that's sad, but that's how dudes be.
Hmm.
You supposed to be
Hey,
street nigga the rest of your life
hey,
till you die.
hey, they
Hmm.
asking the question. Ask OG was Suge Knight the devil like he is portrayed.
Hold on, actually, man, what?
They said Ask you was Suge Knight the devil like he is portrayed in the media.
Nah, Suge wasn't. I hung out with Suge. I met Suge a couple of times. We were supposed to do Death Row East. God bless the dead with my man Charlie Bow.
Hmm.
And I guess they couldn't get it together. And with some other dudes from Queens, I didn't know any of those dudes. I was coming
Hmm.
through with my with Charlie Bow.
Hmm.
Yeah, I take some money. And then Suge was more of we not gonna play with these dudes. These dudes is only here to rape us and rob us because you got to remember
Hmm.
he comes from California. He plays football. You know
Yeah.
he had family friends who were in the business that were being robbed for their publishing and this and that things like that. So
Hmm.
Suge was more of let's get together and let's take back everything that's ours. Let's like
Hmm.
same thing with Dame Dash was doing, talking to them like they
Yep.
wasn't shit. How you
Yep.
gonna try to be a CEO of my culture? How you gonna be a head of anything in this culture when you not even from this culture? So Suge was Dame
Facts.
Dash.
Facts.
Dame Dash did it flashy with a loud mouth. Suge did it by big intimidation. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even the red team with Suge. Suge had other teams with him. It
Yep.
wasn't even a red team. So it was just a perception. But if Dame and Suge would have got together, mm-mm-mm,
It'd have
it'd
been
have been crazy.
crazy. It'd have been crazy. It'd have been crazy. They knew to keep certain brothers from working with each other because, like I tell people, that East and West state is no different than what COINTELPRO was in the
Yeah.
60s. I don't care what nobody said. They saw two young black men in the record business that was making multi-million dollars, and they was outselling the dudes that was what they was
Mm-hmm.
calling the best record label. They wasn't even
Mm-hmm.
doing what a Puff or a Suge was doing.
Let
So,
me answer not to cut your wisdom off,
oh,
nephew. Let me answer homie question. He
uh-huh.
said hold on, let me get to him. He said, but let's talk about real nigga get tricked by a nigga with money every effing day. Listen, yeah, you know why they getting tricked? Because a person look at a person with money as a motive, a person with money that's being solid, a person that's with money is being real and official. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
You just a fool with money. You just a lame with money. You can't unlame lame. No matter how much
Mm-hmm.
money you got, you're still a lame.
Mm-hmm.
I just came from a crypto convention yesterday. I probably seen one guy. He had on some Gucci sneakers, a nice blazer, and I was joking like, "Oh, you ready for the runway?" But all of the people in there, and one woman I seen with red bottom shoes. Other than that, you couldn't tell them dudes was millionaires and billionaires. Eric Trunk spoke, Alex Rodriguez, Mr. Wonderful, Larry from Shark Tank, like a whole bunch of people, because that's how they move. They move based upon their business action. They don't move because a dude got on 15 chains and went to Wells Fargo and got $10,000 in singles and made a money phone out of it and got a reality show girl chasing behind them. That don't make them real. So a lot of these dudes be tricked. You ain't real if you're being tricked by fictitious and materialistic things. So I don't even
Mm-hmm.
look at them dudes being real. See, these guys, they want money and let money dictate how real they are, but money doesn't dictate how real you are. Go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
my bad, nephew.
Yeah, no, I was just saying you right about that, but like I was saying, like a lot of these dudes, man, like when you really look at that East West thing, man, that was no different than the Panthers versus the Us movement, man. That's all that was. That was the Panthers versus the Us movement, and what they did was they started that fake beef with the media, and then it caused a lot of brothers to not be here. But like I always say, man, they had these brothers would have came together, a lot of this record, a lot of these labels that's jerking dudes. That later on with this 360 thing, they would have been out of business. Def Jam was out of business when Bad Boy and Death Row came out. They was almost out of business. You know, a lot of these labels was almost out of business because of Death Row and Bad Boy.
Yeah, and this is why these dudes are fighting to try to put more vinyl out and this and that, because at least they can col- count on how many albums are being sold. So if you have a million albums and you selling those million albums at $20, then you know you got 20 million records.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you can't tell how many screens, how many clicks, how many likes, because a lot of those is being manipulated by machines.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, those dudes who blocked the Dame and blocked Suge is suffering now.
Yep. Yep. They definitely suffering because a lot of
Hmm.
them is no longer in they not even doing the music game no more. They some of them is owning streaming platforms and that's failing. A lot of them is trying to be on the platforms talking like Dave and Suge now because they found out that basically they got played, because
Hmm.
they used them as the blackface to be the
Hmm.
puppet in the industry. And
I
now
like
it's not good.
I like that King Fire. King Fire said, "You're not rich if you can't eat without money." Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. And that's why these dudes are not rich, because if they don't have no money, they can't eat. See, like people
Mm-hmm.
laugh and joke about Adrian Bronner. Adrian Bronner, if
Mm-hmm.
he's not drunk, he can go in places to eat. Oh, that's
Yep.
AB. Yo, AB, come over here. AB, take a picture. Yo, AB, eat. Hey, AB, can you host a party with me? AB, you can train my son or daughter. Whoop de whoop. The only thing that messes AB up because he's drinking. But if AB wasn't drinking, he can take his talents and his craft anywhere and make
Mm-hmm.
money and get money. So he don't have to
Mm-hmm.
have money because he still have a talent. He was a
Mm-hmm.
three or four times world champion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So AB he can be good.
Mm-hmm.
Just any moment of second, AB can be good like that. So people like that, you don't ever count them out. But a lame dude, doesn't matter how much money you got. Some people just won't eat at your table because they know you're a lame.
Yep. 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 They can't be mad at AB, man. AB kind of smart doing what he doing, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, that's where the money at is a streaming thing. So whether
yeah,
he ain't fighting no more, he gonna make a bag. Y'all can laugh at him all y'all want now, but he gonna make a
yeah,
bag at the end of the day.
yeah, yeah. He'll be good, man. He'll be
Hmm.
good. He's gonna be. I got faith in AB than a lot of people because he number one. He's a funny dude, just like Finesse Two Time. They both talented. They both have a sense of humor because they do have goodness in them. It's just when you plant it in effed up situations, you still have that residue on you
Hmm.
from effed up
Hmm.
people with effed up situations. So you may walk past somebody and they be like, damn, that nigga got some effed up stuff going on. Nah, that's just a residue from the past nigga he was messing with or the past
Yup.
broad he was messing with. That's all it is. But clean homie off, wash homie off, you be like, damn, I knew it now. He was a 4-time champion. Oh, he got a chance to be five.
Hmm.
Not a whole bunch of people in this world can say they was a 4-time champion in boxing, a gladiator sport. Because to be a
Hmm.
boxer, you got to box. Ain't no teamwork in boxing. Yeah, you got your trainers, but you the only one out there taking blows and giving blows. See, baseball, you may strike out 5 times, but you may come up the bat and you may hit a home run, nephew, and we win the game.
That's a
I
fact.
may I may shoot 0 for 20 in basketball. You may do bop 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 and hit a three and win the game, and I won. No
Hmm.
matter I missed 23 shots. But boxing, nah. You can't. Yeah. Only one in that ring. That's the one that's boxing. Everybody else is telling you what to do, and this and that. You got to go with your instincts and your intuition. You
Hmm.
know. And then A be a gladiator, man. I'll never look at A B any type of way, man.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he do
Yeah.
some real foul, underhand, whatever. But
Hmm.
let me see. But I think Adrian Brown is the kind of lane for flashing money down the toilet, literally. Yeah, we can say that he's a lame for flashing the money because he could have gave it to someone. He could have gave it to somebody. That's how we talked about how my son threw the sneakers down the incinerator when he could have
Yeah.
gave those sneakers to a bunch of less fortunate or homeless
Yep.
men or children or whatever like that. So yeah, that's some lame behavior.
Yeah. You know different than
Yeah,
my
that's
son.
some lame behavior.
You know
Man, I
different
grew
from
up
my
in East.
son.
Man, I grew up in East Flatbush. No light some days, always happy, real ghetto. Yeah, that's right. It's the little things that make you and mold you into you are. You ever had them friends who came from that silver spoon and they was just so spoil you. They either was soft, wanted to be tough, or they just was soft. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because they didn't have to go through what you have to and the struggles you have to. So yeah, those struggles helps mold you to appreciate things and make you a better person.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna do like 5 more questions. You got any questions, nephew?
Oh,
Or
I was gonna say, you seen the Boston Richie situation, huh?
what about the gay stuff?
Yeah, man. They going in
Yeah,
on
yeah,
boy, man. They
yeah,
going in on boy, man. I'm like,
yeah.
damn, what he can't catch a break. Youngin can't catch a break.
I know, I know. I mean, hey, if that's what it is, that's his business. That's his life.
Yeah,
That's his business. That's his life. Period. It's a
yeah,
place. It's a place for everybody, man. It's a place for lizards. It's a place
yeah.
for iguanas, gators, crocodiles. It's a place for everybody, man.
That's right. That's right. I ain't listen, I ain't mad, I ain't mad at nobody. One thing about me, and I tell people this, I'm not God and I ain't judging nobody. What people do in their
Mm,
bedroom, or what they do in their personal life ain't my business. Just like with that whole Stephon Diggs
mm.
situation. People was like, oh yeah, Stephon Diggs did that. And when they seen that video with old girl twerking and dancing in that room, then people change their mind, like,
Okay,
yeah,
where
that's
you at?
messed up. That's messed up. They did stuff all day, but that goes to show you, and the Patriots rushed the judgment. Y'all let boy go.
Yeah,
Y'all rushed the judgment on that. Y'all should have never let him go because y'all on some panic mode. Now the
Patriots
truth
don't
come
care.
out.
They
Yeah, they
don't
don't
care.
care.
That's a
They don't
business,
care.
man. They didn't let They star quarterback go. They didn't let a whole bunch. They don't care. It's a business.
Yep.
They can build and make another Stephon Diggs.
Yep. Yep.
Stephon Diggs ain't proven. He don't got no championships.
Nope. Nope.
You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? So it ain't like
Nope.
okay. They let a man
Nope.
go who won like four championships or some shit like that.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
So they don't. You can be replacing those sports and all that. Hold on, homie asked me a
Mhm.
question. He said, do you think Adrian Barner might have a mental condition? Every boxer, every wrestler, every person who's in a gladiator sport have mental conditions. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You have mental conditions. And the thing is with AB, with those mental conditions, is substance abuse, which you call in medical a dual diagnosis, because he have a substance abuse issue and he have a mental health issue. So that right
Mhm.
there is the worst when you have a substance abuse and mental health issue.
Mhm.
So I hope I answered your question. Go ahead, nephew. My
Mhm.
bad.
No, no, with AB, and I think when people look at what's going on with AB is that he's he went through what he went through, but people gotta understand AB is a smart dude because at the end of the day, he like, all right, I can't do this boxing thing no more, right? And nobody trying to promote me with my fights, right? So I'm like, what can I make money? Let me get into the streaming thing. That's an avenue right there where I'm gonna make revenue. I don't
I
gotta
don't
take no
think it's
punches.
AB. I just think it's his men like Dean the Great. I think it's just the people that's
Yeah.
around him who have some type of intelligence. AB really don't want to know. He don't really know what he want to be at this moment in time until he gets some type of therapy and stuff like that. That's all it is. If you lost that much money that AB has lost and things like that, thank you. Honey. I don't even think it's I don't even think it's about the titles or anything like that because he can always win. When you lose that much money in gambling and things of that nature, it start playing a part on you or whatever. No extra chicken. Eat my chicken. Yeah. You don't never share your chicken. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. I don't know nothing. Yeah. But you froze up, nephew? Oh, his joint froze up. All right, let me answer the next person. He probably took a phone call. Hey, he said, I know what people gonna say with that Kodak. I'm not talking drugs, just effing the bag up. I do drugs, weed, liquor, but limited not. Kodak ain't gonna never mess the bag up. You know, Kodak is good. Don't worry, God, he froze again. Yeah. Um, Kodak ain't gonna never mess that bag up. You know, he's good. You don't look at all have he been through. You never heard of him going broke or anything like that. You got to remember, for years he owned everything, his publishing, you know, everything he owned. You know what I'm saying? Until he signed, you know, a big deal with them, and then that was another, you know, lump sum. So, and you know, he got a great lawyer. So I don't think his story is the other people's story. It's just I just hope he get himself clean because as far as his health, that ain't good. You know, that ain't good. Let me see. What kind of lackluster phone service do you think God used? Oh man, he probably using Android or something like that. It's just a question of past time until he came back. The thing is, he must have had a phone call because I don't know how I'm still on his StreamYard. You know, yeah, I know. But long as this situation here in Florida, that's how StreamYard. Oh, word? I don't know. You know, I just come here and co-host this with him, whatever. But I mean, long as Kodak don't get no cases outside of Florida, Florida, you know, he does a lot, especially for Broward, especially for families and children and law enforcement and stuff like that. out here in Florida, because I live in Florida. Out here in Florida. So I believe he'll be all right because he's not running around with a bunch of gangs and all that type of stuff. It's just Kodak. Kodak is in the way of Kodak. You know what I'm saying? He's in the way of Kodak. Yeah, his bootleg phone. But all right, I'm gonna do three more questions before I eat my salad and take care of some work I have to take care of. But I definitely enjoyed myself coming in today. Make sure y'all follow me on YouTube at Big Eagle Talk. That's BIG Eagle EAGLE and Talk TALK. Or on Instagram at Green Team Inc. That's GREENTEAMINC. And TikTok Big Eagle Talk. And if you feel like want to contribute to the wall, the mission, my cash app is Strong Minded Men. StrongMindedMen. Strong Minded Men. But I don't know what's wrong with his bootleg, y'all. The biggest sociopath? Yeah, that's my YG. Who's the biggest sociopath? I don't know. I try not to diagnose people, so I don't know. I try not to diagnose people, but you know, a lot of people are very special. They're very special. So, all right, two more questions. So I can't, diagnose and say who's a sociopath. Um, yeah, he must be out of here. I guess whenever I go out, he'll be able to come back. I don't know how this thing go. StreamYard is kind of cool. I've been doing with him for like 2 weeks now, so we'll see. But all right, we're gonna go in that. Thank y'all for coming out and everything. And next time I'll be on time. I've been running and gunning for these past few days and everything. So I guess when we get back on tomorrow, we touch bases with y'all guys. All right, y'all stay safe out there and be great.